I have to I have to talk about this because people need to recognize it. Winning isn't the only thing that matters. No context, fine. Did you win or did you lose? Okay? But with viewers, with players, with former players, with pundits, whoever, when you follow the sport, you do have that context. You know that a game sometimes is won because of a late penalty, or a game's won because of a early or let's relatively early in game red card, team playing a man down. Context is important, but what I want to stress here is how you play the game's important. How you set your team up to win matters. Scraping out a win at the end of the day, people will look back and see whether you advanced out of the quarters to the semis or whether you didn't. But how you play those games, style of play, tactics, dark arts, they all matter. And I have to talk about I have to talk about this match that happened. And I have to stress that Simeone is not that guy. The ratings that he was getting for what he was able to do with Atletico Madrid to be able to battle against some of the top teams within his league, obviously Real Madrid and Barcelona. Him having to do that, okay, we get it. Him having to do that on a regular basis, I'm not seeing it. I'm not rating it. Teams improved under him. Skilled players have been acquired under him. The style of play that he is imposing on his players, I think, are outdated. I think the hype around him is outdated or not warranted. I think Simeone has relied on this style of play, this mentality around his players. I think he's too dependent on it. I think I think the man suffers, and I believe I talked about this on a previous show. I think the man suffers from PTSD from playing in the La Liga for so long and for having to battle against the giants like Real Madrid and Barcelona. For whatever reason, he believes that how he sets the team up, how he set up Atletico Madrid for the first and second leg against Manchester City is what he thinks he needs to do. And it's not because he's playing against the the league leading Manchester City, because he's done this against other teams. He's done this against Liverpool. The PTSD that I'm talking about is flashbacks that he doesn't have a squad, a fear, a syndrome that he doesn't have a squad to compete, but he does. I don't rate Simeone. I don't think he's that guy because I think he's dependent on a style. Dependent on an approach that is not needed. He's not showing any adaptability. The tactics that he's trying to employ with what he's trying to do, I get it. He's had success with it. He's got an approach to it. But there's more that he can get out of those players. There's more that he can get out with a change in tactics and approach. And having gotten through this tie, I can comfortably talk about it. We know how things have to move sometimes between ties, first leg, second leg. Not that I was going to talk reckless, but you don't want to talk ahead of yourself. You don't want to put things out there and obviously have them come back to bite you. I'm going to post some of my older videos with regards to how much I criticized. And if you're on my Twitch channel, you can definitely see those. You can go back and catch it. But I'm going to provide those clips with regards to how I talked about Yao Felix and how he's wasted his talent at Atletico Madrid. Griezmann's wasted his talent at Atletico Madrid under Simeone. The talent, the ability of those two players, and they've got a list of another 3-4 players as well, highly skilled, that don't need to play this fearful football, this scared football. For as aggressive and confident as Simeone may come across, his style of football is the complete opposite. It's almost like a Napoleon complex the way his football is. City answered so many questions being able to play against that style of play. Pep versus Simeone, Guardiola versus Simeone. Pep did his thing, proved that he's the better manager. I'm looking forward to what's going to happen on this semifinal. Got to play against another Spanish team, Real Madrid. On my next show, I'm gonna have to talk about this heritage and breaking into Champions League and earning a place at the big boy table. All the cliches. I'm going to talk about the importance of what City's doing, win or lose, because it's got to build that history, and it's doing that every year. All in all, you're not going to hear me rate Simeone. Not until I see him do something different. He's got one approach. Got one move. And his go-to is getting played out. Expected. All right.